agency. So I'd like to start with my dear friend from Colorado, Doug Lamborn. Representative Lamborn, what would you like to share?
Well, I thank my friend and colleague, the gentlelady from Missouri, for her leadership on this issue, for putting this time together. This is an important topic. Mr. Speaker, I hear from Coloradans every day who are struggling just to make ends meet. Unemployment remains high, and Americans are striving to provide necessities for their families. Prices at the pump have doubled since President Obama took office. According to the Energy Information Administration, they are on a trajectory to rise even higher. Sadly, as American families and small businesses continue to suffer from these high energy prices, the Obama administration's response has been to impose job-killing and expensive rules through the Environmental Protection Agency. These expenses are passed on to American consumers. These policies, such as attempting to regulate greenhouse gas emissions through the Clean Air Act, only end up hurting consumers. As the chairman of the Natural Resources Subcommittee on Energy and Mineral Resources and a proponent for business-focused regulations, I have been vocal against many of these harmful regulations. The EPA's continued power grab ends up taking legislative authority out of the hands of those who are sent here in Washington to represent the American people and puts it in the hands of unelected bureaucrats carrying out the agenda and policies of the White House. I have co-sponsored numerous bills to repeal many of these regulations piece by piece to ensure Americans that they would have affordable energy. Coloradans and the rest of the country should not have to choose between heating their homes and feeding their families. I remain committed to seeing what I can do to stop this bureaucratic overreach. Just for one example, and my friend and colleague alluded to this, the EPA wants to force American coal-fired power plants to use carbon capture and storage technology that does not even exist. Since it doesn't exist, this is an impossible mandate to obey. The EPA is basing its regulations on wishful thinking, not sound science. They need to be brought under control. The ability of working Americans to pay their bills hangs in the balance. I yield back, and I thank the gentlelady for putting this important time together.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for your leadership on this. You've been at the forefront of this, and this is so, so important. And I love what you said about that the EPA is basing this on wishful thinking and not sound science. I think most of us would appreciate if there was some science behind regulations. That seems to be common sense, but they clearly have gone beyond that, and it's hurting, as you say, people. It's hurting the bottom line. It's hurting when you pay your bills every month and your electric bill is just going through the roof unnecessarily because of these onerous regulations. So thank